I've got everything I need. I think so. Okay, so we'll just give it a couple of about a minute, just see whether we get anyone in, and then I've got to start anyway because obviously it's this is live, but anyone watching it later on, it's not going to want to hang around for minutes waiting for people. So anyway, welcome back to the channel. We're now on part 7 of our Airfix 1/24 scale Spitfire build. It's slow progress. It's very slow progress. Why is it slow progress? First of all, it's so hot, and it's awfully hot. It's uncomfortable. So we've got all the fans going, but it's still hot, which doesn't help with painting. Second of all, now this is the biggest factor, the cleanup required on this kit is immense. I know I've said in the past that we shouldn't moan about flash and things like that, and that's true. But this is such an old kit. Bear in mind, this is a very old kit that a quick glance at a sprue, everything looks okay. But when you start getting down into the little details, when you start getting close in, you can see all the flash, and some of it's quite thick, and sometimes it's hard to discern pieces from flash, and the seam lines are quite dreadful. So it's taken me a long time to clean them up. So previously what I was doing was I was starting the live show, the live feed, and then I was doing the cleanup on the live feed. And I noticed that was taking up a lot of the builds, was just people watching me clean seam lines and flash and that. So what I've done today is I've been round and pre-done all the flash bits. So hopefully we should start getting a bit more in the way of progress done. So what have we got today? You'll notice you're on the other camera, the movable camera, and that is because the other camera's up there. That is because today we are going to be spraying. The temperature's a bit lower than it has been, but it's still needs to be done, and I'm just fed up with waiting around. So we're going to keep that over there a minute. That was the engine that we done last time. It's looking pretty nice. Still got a little bit detail work to do, but that's looking nice. We could give that a polish up maybe with a Q-tip or cotton bud, whatever you call them. Just give that a bit of a polish up. I've just recently got some new metallic paints, so I'm looking forward to giving them a try. Now then, we've just got to do a tiny little bit of prep in that this piece here requires, that's got to be black on the top, and the rest of it is cockpit green. Now, I'm just going to spray this cockpit green, and then I'm going to brush paint that top bit black. So just making sure I've got everything that Everything's ready. So let's first of all let's go over to the spray booth and make sure everything's kept over there. I am going to need some cotton buds, so we'll take them over with me. Now, I haven't done any spray work for quite a few days now. I did notice the other night, I think it was the last live show I done, I took off the end cap of this and the needle was quite dirty. I've got a feeling I haven't actually cleaned it yet. So let's just get let's just use this where are we? There we go. Just going to use this liquid reamer. I don't know if you've seen it before. It's very handy for removing stubborn deposits. Let's take that off. Yeah, that's really bad. Really very bad. No excuse there. So you use this stuff when cellulose thinners doesn't do the trick, but what? I'm just going to spray a bit in the cup. And straight away it just completely dissolves everything it touches. There we go, crystal clean, just a couple of little squirts. Pull that back, make sure, push that back through, there we go. There we go, right. So that's all ready. Long way around. Yeah. Pop that in there, so that's all ready. And we're going to be spraying cockpit green. We're going to use Tamiya. So I'm just going to get a plastic medicine cup to mix up the paint. Yeah, I've put the no, there's about 150 little green cups.
Find the bottom of your shelves.
What?
The bottom of them shelves. The bottom.
Well, no, they're not there. There's got to be in one of these. It's the only place out there. They are. Right. Have that, and we'll have. Where did I put that? That. And I think we'll have. Where's this? Electric spoon. There it is. And that. Right, and I think today we will use some of Tamiya's own thinner for a change. I haven't used that for a while.
Why do some people call it Tamiya and some people call it Tamiya?
I don't know. I get caught up between the two, so sometimes I call it Tammy and sometimes I call it Tamiya. I think the Americans use Tamiya more. I'm not sure. I don't know the correct pronunciation for it. Right. It doesn't sound as though it needs much thinning, actually, to be honest. I haven't marked the lid that it's been pre-thinned, but no, maybe it does need a bit of thinning. So I don't have any hard and fast rule that I stick to when it comes to how much I put in. I normally, I don't know, it looks a bit, well, this isn't going to require very much at all. Put the rest back in. And you know what, I don't think I'm even going to need that stirrer. There's not enough there for me to be. Just use this brush. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Right, now I'm going to fetch the pieces that I need. Right, so just these. Okay. Make sure our airbrush is turned on. Yes, it is. Right, I'm not going to put a glove on for this. I don't think I've mixed enough up. It's always the case. I have to try and be frugal with this. Right, so let us begin. There we go, just gently, a little bit of green over the black. It doesn't matter if you do get an uneven coverage of the green on the black, because it will just add to the effect of it. So, you know, you don't need to keep going over it with multiple layers to get like so that it's all a uniform green, because you'll find if certain areas have got slightly more than others, or you know it looks a little bit blacker in some areas than others, it just adds to the overall effect of you know, a bit of dirt and grime, like I've done here. I don't know if you can see that. I can't see my screen very well from where I am, so but basically I've not I've left a little bit of sort of black showing through in certain areas, and it's drying so quick because of the hot temperature. There we go. And we come on to the larger sections. And again, just a light coverage over everything. So we've gone over with a very, very light cover there. In fact, you know, it looks very, very patchy with the black underneath. So what I'm going to do, light is appalling. Because that's dried virtually straight away, I'm going to go back over, but I'm just going to highlight certain areas. Just to try and so it's got more of a so I'm basically just going into the center of areas and adding a very, very light colouring, and we'll look at this over at the other camera when I come back in a second, so you'll be able to see. There we go. Not too bothered about underneath here. And especially at this front section where this framework is, this sort of where the engine sits. I haven't cleaned that up. Okay, so this framework hasn't been cleaned up properly. I apologise. It's supposed to have been done. I have to come back and redo that once I've progress onto the other side. Same thing again. Just a very quick spray over. Doesn't matter if you get everything. It doesn't matter that your airbrush stroke is short and it's overlapping, so that because that's the effect that I want on this in certain areas. So yeah, that's giving it a nice and now again I'm going to come back over with a lighter colour just in the centre of the squares, so that the edges will be the darker points. And then I'm just going to very lightly, with each of these pieces, just go over the top of like a 45-degree angle over the whole lot, like that. Do the same on this one because I didn't do that. So again, it's just how I do this. Again, sort of 45 degrees. And that's that. And we'll see. And let me just check that I have sprayed everything I wanted to. And we've got this little piece here that I was going to do by brush, because mainly it's got this silver on, which I didn't want to have to redo. The top panel stays black. Actually, I think the whole thing stays black. There's no reference telling me that this has got to be green. No, I'm going to leave it until I know a bit more. I'll have to look at some photos, but then I'll come back and do that. I was just going to spray this bottom bit green, but we'll wait and see. That, I believe. Right, I believe that's everything that, now then, I want to clean this before I finish this time. So I'll just get me airbrush cleaner. So you can use I'm just using cellulose thinners here. I am going to be switching to an IPA, 99.9% IPA. You can get it off eBay. You can get 5 litres for, I've seen it for £17. Now, the thing with IPA, it's illegal apparently to sell IPA in quantities of 5 litres in this country. So if somebody's offering on eBay to sell you 5 litres in a 5 litre container, then they're breaking the law, and it's probably not worth buying anything from them because it's a little bit iffy. They can sell you 5 litres in 1 litre bottles. That's fine, and they can send them all together. But no, it doesn't. But for some stupid reason, you're not allowed to buy 5 litres in 1 container, which is insane. Now, I did tell you it's awesome. Just a little bit more. The beauty with it is it's so cheap, you can just chuck it around and use plenty of it. You don't have to restrict yourself on how much you're using because it costs too much or anything. Right, Just one last one, just to make sure I've got rid of everything. Yeah, that's clear. And that's clear, so you can see all coming out nice and clear. There we go. Another spot on there. Perfect. Right. So let's go back over to the desk and let's see if we can get these, show you these under some decent light. So we're getting close. Yeah. So there you go. That's the effect I've got in the center. Let's bring that down. Bring that up a bit. There we go. I hope that's coming through. Got more of a worn look to it. But I'm happy with that. And then obviously we've got these sections that we've done here. Just go over this now with some black, and these will all go in then. Now we've got a couple of pieces here that I'm going to hand paint. These are things like, looks like a fire extinguisher of some sort, a triangle thing, and somewhere is a handle that hasn't been primed yet, some sort of gear shift or throttle lever maybe. So they're to be hand painted. So it's only a short one today. Just wanted to show that I'm still doing it, still making progress. We've got all that done. Next thing to do is going to be to install these little control columns and this, and then I think we'll be approaching the buttoning up of the fuselage, which is the first major step in this project. Yes, a few little bits between here and there actually. Okay, let's just looking at the right, yeah, right. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Sorry it's a short one today, but to me, it's just too hot. It's absolutely too hot. What do you use the toothpaste for? Paul Chaplin says. I use it for my teeth. I'm not joking. I've got a very, very bad tooth at the moment. I've got a hole in it, and it's a big hole, I'm told, and it goes down to the nerve. And it drives me crazy. It throbs constantly, and the only thing that gives me relief is putting a little bit of this on my finger and rubbing it around the tooth. I get about 2 hours relief from it, and then I have to do it again, obviously with painkillers as well. It was due to be filled last Wednesday, but then the dentist had a death in his family, so it's been put to the 20th of July now. While that's all going on, half my tooth fell apart on the other side of my mouth. So there you go. So the toothpaste, yeah, nothing fancy, no Don't use it for glossing windows on canopies or anything like that. But everyone thought they were going to learn something really new there.
Never know till you try.
Well, I have heard people use this for cleaning their scratches off their telephone screens. I've never tried it, but apparently you can. Hot weather and pain. Yeah, try clove oil. I have tried that, Paul, but it doesn't work for me. The clove oil just doesn't work for me. I don't know why. I mean, I obviously I take some very high prescription meds for other pain, and they don't work on tooth pain, which is incredible. So when it comes to tooth pain, I found paracetamol or anything with paracetamol or codeine in are by far the best painkillers for that type of pain. Like morphine doesn't touch tooth pain, which is bizarre, but it doesn't. Yeah, but anyway, so sorry, I think you've just dropped in. Somebody's just dropped in when the all the best with that. Yeah, thanks, Paul. And like I say, so I'm gonna leave it at that because it is just too hot. And the dog started barking, which is a good excuse to stop. I've really not got the mojo today for this. But we have done a bit more, so that's a good thing. Got to keep plugging away at it. I think it's just the heat. It's just the heat that's just don't feel like doing anything, do you, when it's hot? It's with that weird sort of thing. I don't know whether I'm probably one of these people that moans about it not having any hot weather, and then the hot weather comes, and you know, when's it going to rain? So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you'll consider coming back again to see some more. Don't forget, I have a live show every Wednesday night where we talk about all sorts of things and discuss all sorts of things. Also, that normally goes out on the Sprue Surgery Waiting Room or the Sprue Surgeon channel. I'll put the links up in there. And that's every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Only runs for an hour and a half. We've also got the new group that's the Sprue Surgery Waiting Room. We're getting lots of members into that now. We're getting 3 or 4 new members a week. It's starting to really take off. So please pop along to that. I've also got a Facebook page and really trying to push the group. Also, we're going to be looking, we've got some group builds going on at the moment. We've got the Ford Escort group build, we've got the 100 Years of RAF group build, and there's going to be a Polycarpov group build starting soon, and we're going to be giving prizes on that one. So if you want to be in with a chance to win one of the prizes, then you know, come along to Sprue Surgery Waiting Room, sign up, and get building. Oh well, right. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.